Good morning and welcome to my assembly. Today we're going to look at focusing on progress rather than perfection. Focusing on your achievements and what you've done well rather than focusing on some perfect ideal of yourself. I'm going to go on a walk up to Pitch Hill and I'm going to use that as an extended metaphor for the journey in our learning and our development. See you in a second. So in this assembly, I'd like to talk about a book called The Gain and the Gap, which is written by Dan Sullivan. Now, in the book, Dan Sullivan talks about how it's really important that we focus on what we've gained through taking on difficult tasks, rather than the gap that exists between our achievements and our perfect image of ourselves and what we thought we could achieve. Now, of course, it's extremely important to have goals and targets. That's what helps us become successful. But if we set our standards too high or we compare ourselves to others, when we achieve things, we become unhappy and dissatisfied with our level of success. Now, what Dan Sullivan suggests is that we measure backwards. So when you've set yourself a target, when you get there, don't make the comparison between what the ideal self, the perfect self, or the perfect situation. Actually look backwards at what you've gained. So Franklin Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. Now, we see this a lot as teachers when we give test papers back and we give them all out, and I may think that you've done particularly well, but the first thing kids do is try and find out what other people have done, compare themselves to others. And this can sometimes ruin what may be a really fantastic achievement. So I'd like to do a little exercise. What I'd like you to do is imagine yourself when you were in year 3, start of year 3, when you were 7 years old. Think of the abilities, traits, capabilities and skills that you had back then. Now what I'd like you to do is imagine yourself now. Now, if you look backwards and measure backwards, you will see immense and amazing progress. If we imagine that our goals and our targets are perfect goals, what we imagine our best self to be, our perfect self, is down there on the horizon. Now, if we're heading towards that horizon, if we work our way through here, I think you can see the wheel down there, all the woods. I think it's about 28 miles. We made our way down there, we made it to the South Downs, and we stood up there on the top of the hill. What we would see is another horizon, and that's because the horizon is illusory, it's not real. And this is the same as our perfect self. What Dan Sullivan suggests is that we should look back and measure backwards. We should look at the achievements we have made and the developments we've made. And neuroscientists suggest that this is a far greater tool for happiness and well-being. So many of you out there are really high achieving. As I've said before, you're doing really well in a whole range of areas, both academic, sporting and in the arts, but are feeling not satisfied, are feeling stressed and feeling unhappy. Of course, this message fits very neatly with developing a growth mindset. We're focusing on our achievements, we're focusing on what we can do to get better and improve. We are not comparing ourselves to others. We're not comparing ourselves to other people's image of us. We're simply comparing ourselves and recognizing our fantastic achievements. And that is what I want you to do. I want you to focus on being your personal best. I want you to focus on the progress that you have made rather than the perfect image that you have suggested for yourself or the perfect image that other people have suggested for